With so much promise in Boston, ironically, now it is ending now in Boston after a Game 7 drubbing to the hand of the Celtics. We welcome you here to Sixers Post-Game Live, brought to you by Care Auto Insurance, Amy Fadul, Jim Lynam, and Mark Jackson. And gentlemen, there's no really way to sugarcoat this. That's about as poor a performance as you could have had with the season on the line. We said that at Game 6, and you thought, well, at least the silver lining was, Mark, that they had Game 7. They'd won 2 games in Boston. And they come out, and, I mean, you don't have to look much further than the third quarter. Really, 10 points, 3 field goals in the third quarter. They're only down a couple of buckets at the halftime. Where did it go wrong for you?
It was wrong for me at the very beginning, Amy. You know, it starts off with not finding the right shot. It seemed like Joel could never get his rhythm. James Harden, once again, not stepping up when the lights are bright in the most crucial time of the season. And P.J. Tucker's trying to get him going. Max is trying to get him going. Tobias trying to get him going. But your guys, your 2 guys, who's probably the best 2 scorers for your team, are unable to get it going. It wasn't right.
Yeah, 9 points from James Harden, 15 for Embiid. Those are numbers that we're not used to seeing. Defensively, they also had some lackluster efforts on that. Jim, it just seemed discombobulated, and we all watched the game together, and Jim is my barometer because he has seen more basketball than all of us combined, but you saw it from the jump. You just said something just seemed off in this one.
Yeah, I think what was evident early on at the one end, neither James Harden nor Joel were able to generate what I would call high percentage shots. They labored to get a good shot against the Boston defense, and I'm crediting the Celtic defense. While at the other end, the Sixers had no answer for Jason Tatum, who could get nothing but quality shots, meaning quality shots for him, the kind he's capable of making. And on a night like this, when he's just shooting lights out, he's putting up half 100 on you, you have no chance.
Yeah, I think that's maybe the toughest pill to swallow when you think about it, was just the lackluster effort all around. And you're thinking the backs are against the wall. You saw the Celtics came out in Game 6. You maybe expected the Sixers to do the same, and they just didn't show that from the jump. Mark, is that coaching? Is that players? Is that both?
That's players. That's not coaching. That's players. You know, we've seen struggles in our past, being the Sixers fans. We went through the process. We went through the rebuild. We went through the 4 bounce drop from Kawhi. We've been through a lot of struggles, you know, but the most important part, the players have to play. The players have to play the game. You know, you can say a scheme or what we're doing, but when you have the NBA's leading scorer not finding a way to maximizing his full array of skills offensively, tonight Joel finished with 15 points. 15 points on 5 for 18. You know, I mean, Embiid finished with 15. This is unacceptable. James Harden with 9. You know, these are your guys. So people can say, coach this, coach that. You can't coach this. It's not always the X's and O's. Sometimes it's Billy and Joe. So meaning the players don't necessarily mean something. The players got to play the game. Yeah,
and they didn't. I mean, 0 for 4 from 3 free throws. So that's another thing, Jim. When we talk a little, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just want to say, and really, one of the things we stressed was the importance of getting off to a good start. Well, thanks to P.J. Tucker, they got off to a good start. This Sixers had a 9-point lead early in the second quarter in this game. But what I saw even up to that point, I knew it wasn't sustainable, meaning P.J. making shot after shot out of that corner. That wasn't going to continue. But my concern right from the outset, when your 2 stars, what Mark just said, when they can't, you know, get in the flow offensively, and it was very difficult because they couldn't get high percentage shots. I just added them up, 8 for 29 between them. That wasn't so much a bad shooting night. They got D'd up. They could not get, in my opinion, high caliber quality shots.
The players obviously exiting the court up there at TD Garden, disappointed. It's once again a second round exit for them. They have not made the Eastern Conference Finals since 2001, as we know. They only have 1 road win in Game 7s, and that was, of course, in 1982. It was the beat LA game up in Boston. There's now 6-12 in Game 7s. You can see Daryl Morey and Elton Brand there as the team comes off. Doc Rivers, you saw James Harden. There's going to be a lot of decisions that have to be made in the Sixers squad. We've seen a lot of moving parts already around the NBA. You saw Budenholzer in Milwaukee he was let go. Monty Williams in Phoenix, he was let go. Nick Nurse has been let go. There's a lot of different things that people are going to be wondering what happens with this team. Who will be coaching it? How will the team look? Who's opting in? Who's opting out? Who's going to have a trade? So those decisions will have to be made by Daryl Morey and Elton Brand and the Sixers front office going forward. Right now, though, it's just about examining where it all went wrong. And I go back to the defense on Al Horford for Joel Embiid. It's something we've seen many years here in Philadelphia, so much so that they tried to get Al Horford here just so he could stop bothering them. Here's Joel Embiid, obviously a very tough loss for the MVP, but he did not play particularly well. I don't think you can really say it any other way than that. I know that you want him to do well. I think a lot of people want Joel Embiid to do well because they've been through the wars with him. They've seen him come up through the NBA ranks and achieve the NBA's MVP status. But to reconcile that, Mark, with the effort you saw tonight, it makes it a little bit hard.
It does. It does. Joel has been here from the very start. He's been here. He's went through the trenches. He's grinded with this team. He's won battles with this team. But, one thing that always lurks him is this game, this round. He can't get past this round. We put better rosters around him. The Jimmy Butler era was a great thing. Unfortunately, we lost to a bounce thing. Then you come in here with this is the best overall roster he's had since being in the NBA, and you still go out and you lose to the Boston Celtics. Now, with that being said, I do not want to take no credit away from the Boston Celtics. They won this game. I don't want to say six. They won this game. They played incredible defense. Their main guys stepped up to show up when it was goal time, and unfortunately, the Sixers didn't. So with that being said, what moves we made, I don't know. It's unfortunate that we have to even come to this thing, but when you look at it, like it's just we just didn't get it done again, and it's frustrating. We thought this was the year.
Yeah, and I think you go back to the Jimmy Butler year, and I think a lot of people are wondering out there if that was the better team just for the makeup of it, the toughness, and obviously having a guy that we all see what Jimmy Butler does in the playoffs. He does it every year. He's doing it certainly now with Miami. He's there in the Eastern Conference Finals. They've made 3 Eastern Conference Finals in the last 5 years. It's interesting, and those are decisions you have to make. So, Jim, as a former coach and a former GM, how much time do you take after a loss like this?
Well, you don't make decisions, obviously, in the immediate aftermath of a game like this. The Sixers, obviously, they're big-time disappointed. And they had a golden opportunity, and they didn't play a game that they're capable of playing in Game 6 at home. So you put yourself, as I said pregame, in terms of the percentages, in a historically very, very tough spot. The team simply, they don't win on Game 7s on the road that often. Now, what really is compounding the difficulty, I guess, is to have a disappointing loss like this. They played, I thought, a pretty good first half, but that third quarter, and again, this has been, to me, the bugaboo all season long. Lack of quality offense against a real good team. And it was their undoing.
Yes, it was. It was also the undoing for Doc Rivers. He was there watching it all unfold up in Boston. Here he is.
Doc, just what went wrong in the third quarter there when Boston hit you with an avalanche?
I actually thought it started in the second. I thought we were playing so well. We trusted the ball was moving. And then we had those, I think it was 3 or 4 turnovers in a row. One was a flagrant. And that I think Joe turned it over. Then James had a layup that the ball kind of slipped out of his hand. That led to a flagrant. I think we go up 10 on that. And after that, we never played right again.
And then is that what caused the struggles to Joel and James, as you just didn't play well or play right, I should say?
No, I thought they played right, overall. But we didn't play well,
Doug, was there anything specifically with James and Joel that forced them to kind of struggle, shooting the ball today?
Give Boston credit, They played hard. They played great D overall. I thought we had opportunities. I thought we had the ball in the right places a lot tonight. Even not only just those two, I thought even when we swung it, guys had great shots, I don't know what else we could have done. So.
Doc, the last two games, James didn't seem to play as aggressively as he played in games 1 and 4. Yeah. Was it something they did, or was it something
I gotta
James
say this.
allowed them
I
to
thought
do?
James, I thought James came to play. I really did. I thought he was trying to see the game. I thought he played downhill a lot. Where he passed the ball was the right decisions tonight, and we didn't get anything out of it. I get it. James, Joe, me, I know we got a point somewhere, right? But I just thought, James in particular, I thought he was trying to do the right things tonight. I really did.
That said, the big three, James, Joe, and you.
Yeah.
This is the first year.
I'm a big three now, huh?
Well, you win that many games, you get to be one of the big three.
Yeah, we play great all year. And this loss absolutely diminishes that, what we did this year, in some ways. It doesn't for us. I think this team is headed right. I thought we took another, mental step to this season. And then tonight,